To spend some time with best-selling author James Rollins, author of international thrillers translated into more than 40 languages and known for unveiling unseen world scientific breakthroughs, historical secrets. I'm reading all of this, of course. I read his books because I just can't put them down once I get started. And he's on the phone with us right now to talk about his new book, The 6th Extinction. James, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
We're doing great. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fantastic.
I got to tell you, man, I'm a fanboy. Commander Guy Pearce is the guy. I can't get enough of your books. It's one of those things, my nightstand at home, I would love to have gotten a chance to just send you a quick screenshot of it. But your books are piled up there and all of them read and loved.
I appreciate that.
Now, this new one, The 6th Extinction, of course, lets people know, hey, we've had 5 before this, apparently.
We have, yeah, exactly. In the history of this planet, there's been 5 great die-offs, mostly from natural causes like volcanic eruptions and asteroid strikes. What's unique about this one, the consensus among scientists today, we're heading into a 6th one. Basically, every hour we lose 3 more species, totaling about 30,000 species we lose every year. And in this case, we are the asteroid. We're the one causing this damage, and from pollution, urbanization, the global spread of invasive species. So, we caused this mess. Apparently, we should be trying to clean this up, and that became the start of the story. Is what's going out there? How are we trying to stop that?
So, part of the book, I'm sure, how do you stop it, and should we stop it?
That was the intriguing thing I discovered during my research, is that, there's 2 camps, basically. There's a camp that says, hey, let's preserve these old species. These are the conservationists, the preservationists out there. And then there's sort of a new wing, these new young bucks of the scientific field, these synthetic biologists who believe we can engineer our way out of this extinction by breeding hardiness into species or creating new species. And then there's a 3rd camp that believes, let's just get out of the way. Maybe this extinction event is a good thing, healthy thing for the planet. That change does not necessarily equate with damage. That these opening ecological niches might be a good thing for the planet. As evolution tries to fill those niches, we could be heading in towards a new Eden, a new healthier planet because of it. So there's a whole different camps, and they're somewhat at war with each other, and that became sort of the crux of this novel, is this friction between these different organizations and what might happen if something goes wrong.
Now, I'm guessing here, but I don't picture Guy Pearce throwing his feet up on the desk saying, or Guy Pearce saying, screw it, just let the extinction happen.
Exactly, and he's put up this book because there's a military research station that's on the shores of Mono Lake in California. Something goes wrong. They send out a distress signal. The last words come out, kill us all. The Marines rush in. They find out that all the scientists are already dead. Not just the scientists, but every living thing for 50 square miles is annihilated. And whatever got loose is spreading. So Sigma Force and Gray are called in to find out what happened, how can we stop this, where did this come from, and that becomes sort of the jumping off point for the story.
Got to ask you this, because my wife reads, devours, and loves your novels just like I do, looks at me and says, hey, ask him when we're going to see this on the big screen.
Well, there's always nibbles around there, and at this point I have a firm something going on that all I can say at this point is I'm not allowed to say anything.
Okay, all right.
And infer whatever you want from that.
Okay, good. At least discussions are being had.
Author James Rollins with us. JamesRollins.com is his website. The 6th Extinction is the new book. For those who are unfamiliar with the Sigma Force novels, James, a little thumbnail about what makes it a Sigma Force novel. What is it?
Mm-hmm. Well, Sigma Force is a team of former Special Forces soldiers that were drummed out of the service for various reasons, but because of special skills, aptitude, IQ. They're recruited by DARPA, which is the Defense Department's research and development team, and they gather these gentlemen and women together, retrain them in various scientific disciplines, and they act as field operatives for DARPA. Basically, they're scientists with guns, for lack of a better term.
DARPA ever call you and go, hey, James, you got to get over here. You got to see this cool new thing we came up with?
Actually, I do have some contacts with DARPA, and I do get little emails from them. Sometimes it's like, I don't know if you should be telling me this.
But I'm really glad you are.
Exactly. I've got some great ideas from these men and women at DARPA that have been nice conduits for information.
I was going to say, nothing that a fan of a continuing series and characters in a series, nothing a fan hates to hear more than an author saying, I'm going to do some other stuff. I got my eye on some... You're not going to let go of Sigma Force anytime in the near future, are you?
Not at all. This is the 10th book in the series, and I anticipate I've already got the 11th book already in the pipeline. I have ideas for book 12 and 13 already.
Cool. James Rollins with us. The 6th Extinction is the new book. JamesRollins.com is the website. Now, you're also involved with a organization, Authors United for Veterans. That's through the USA Cares nonprofit. What's your involvement like in that organization?
Well, I did a USO tour with a group of authors back in the winter of 2010. Went to Iraq and Kuwait. But on my return from that trip, I was approached by USA Cares, great organization. They raise funds for financially strapped veterans. If a veteran's having a problem making a mortgage payment, covering a medical bill, travel expenses, USA Cares steps in, puts money in their pockets. And they're great at it. For every dollar they raise, 90 cents goes into the pocket of a veteran. And they achieve that ratio because they don't advertise. They don't want to waste money advertising. They want to make sure this goes to veterans. So they look for spokespeople and said, hey, Jim, you've got a nice platform. Would you mind when you're on your book tour, raising awareness of our organization? I said, sure, but why just me? I know a bunch of other authors, so I gathered a bunch of us together, and we formed Authors United for Veterans. Now we sort of use our combined weight to help raise awareness for veterans that might need help, or those that might be willing or to donate to USA Cares.
Outstanding. So, look into the organization a little bit yourself and see if you can help out, because there's if you listen to this show with any regularity, James, I know you don't, but for others who do, we are big fans and supporters of anything that helps out our veterans. So please take advantage of that. Hey, I also have to ask, because I bet a lot of people don't know this who read your books. You're a veterinarian, right?
I am indeed. Sometimes people get confused when they say I'm a vet. They think,
how do I get my Weimaraner to stop barking so much?
Basically, they're usually bored, so it's a lot of exercise, get them stimulated. Also, you can actually play music and things if they're barking when you're gone. That sometimes keeps them distracted.
Outstanding. See, we talk Great Bears, we talk Weimaraners. This is a cool interview.
All right, James, now my pet question, how do I convince my wife to allow us to get a Basset Hound?
Basset Hounds are great. I think they're one of my favorite dogs. They're sweethearts, so just convince her that, Basset Hounds, great dogs. House basically is healthier if they have a dog in the house. There's actually statistical studies showing that if you're petting your dog, your blood pressure goes down. So it's healthy for you to have that Basset Hound in that house.
All right. So when you get home, honey, it's not for me. Best-selling author James Rollins says it would be a good idea for us to get a Basset Hound.
If you don't believe me, why won't you believe best-selling author and veterinarian James Rollins?
See,
here's James.
Okay. Well, and when they have a colossal fight, James, you have a couch that Scott can use, right?
Yeah, I certainly do.
The book is The 6th Extinction. You're going to want to grab this one. And by the way, if you are unfamiliar with James Rollins' work, make yourself familiar, because like me, once you get started, you're going to buy book after book after book. James, thanks a lot for taking time out of your day for us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.